Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a bench press day, but a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please remember to click like down below. It would be greatly appreciated, and if you're watching on Facebook, please give me some stars. So I decided to go back over to singles this week. I did some triples last week, and honestly, while they were fatiguing, I didn't really notice a lot of carryover when I went back to singles this week. So I went up, the 315, I knew I probably couldn't bench 365 today, even though I've done it twice in the last month. So I went ahead and went with 350, did a nice good pause, and it was pretty much felt like a max. I did notice again, like I noticed last time with the heavy triples, on this one it was on set one, my triceps felt so much fatigue, and I could see from the way the bar shifted, my delts were trying to take over for the triceps. So I need to keep hammering those triceps. And I feel like I'm getting plenty of pectoral development from doing these tens. My pecs on all of these 10 rep sets, which I've progressed on, are lighting up big time from all the pause work, because I'm doing sets of 10 paused. In this case, though, I ended up with like 8 on the last set again, because I've increased the weight slowly, and I'm up to a weight I can't fully get all 3 sets of 10 on. Right, I'm just running out of steam, feeling a little grindy at the end. But we know we're at limit sets. We know we're getting really, really high quality work here. But the thing is again, I'm noticing from the bar path, I'm noticing from the fatigue, my triceps on the maxes are fighting me super, super hard. My pecs have gotten noticeably bigger. I can tell from the way my shirts fit. I can tell it in the mirror. My pectorals have come up a lot. It's one reason I'm as strong now on this wide grip benching as I've ever been at close grip, which I've historically been stronger at close grip. But I can tell, my pecs are doing well on the groin. But again, I'm noticing the triceps. Absolutely noticing that. So I need to keep working that. Same thing with arms. I notice a lot of bicep fatigue, and I can feel it on the eccentric reps. So in general, I just need more arm. I need my arms to continue to come up. And so I'm going to keep progressing on different types of curls, and to keep pressing the J-arm presses. And I'm going to keep the band press downs in that I've added back in. I think I get a lot from those. It really helps me at one time getting that close grip bench up. And even now that I'm at the wider grip, I can tell that lockout strength. The lockouts are a lot slower, lately. So again, we're going to need to continue to work on that. But notice, again, I'm fast off the chest here, even on all the pause work. Speed off the chest is actually pretty good. Speed off the chest wasn't bad on that 350, even though it felt really heavy and it was grindy. The speed off the chest is good. It's as I'm transitioning up, I'm noticing more and more and more that my triceps are being compensated for. They're being compensated for big time in the bar path. I can see it in the bar path. I can see that again, my delts are trying to take over there. All that delt work I had done, I feel like my delts are pretty strong. And I actually feel like the JM presses are even helping my delts, pecs, and everything, just because of the way I'm doing them. But I'm also, again, I want to make sure the triceps are being loaded. So I'm finishing up with those band press downs. But I've got to keep hammering the arms. And I mean, I can tell visually right now, too, when I look, as far as just the way I'm structured right now, I can tell that my triceps, need more work, right? They need more work, and they're going to help my bench, and we can see it in the bar path. So again, the name of the game is going to be just doing lots of pause benching for volume to keep the pecs growing, right? To keep the technique on the bench, keep the pecs growing, continue to do all the pause work that's carrying over to the pause maxes. I'm going to continue to only pause maxes. So it's always going to be a case of if I can get the weight moving fast off my chest, I just need my triceps to be able to kick in and follow through. Okay? And that's where I'm now seeing the struggle. It's transitioning to the point where the triceps should be taking over. The bar path is drifting in a way that's forcing the delts to do more of the work. And then I'll notice that my delts hurt a little bit on the maxes. Right? So, but it's because I can feel the triceps not able to handle the load. They're cramping big time. So that's what we got to do. And continuing what I did last week, I'm going to stick with the barbell rows. All right, we're going to keep doing these off the floor. They help with my deadlift a lot. They're easier to recover from. You know, I worry about the grip component, but I'm like, well, if we do hammer curls, I'll work hammer curls back in. As much as I like the barbell curls, I don't like to do supine curls for long phases. Hammer curls are better for your shoulders. And again, it's something I've seen Winning and other people discuss of too much supine work. You do have to watch it. Again, it can be harder on your shoulders in the long term. The hammer curls, again, we can debate how much they work the bicep relative to the supine work. There's different schools of thought on this, even in the research. But they still work the biceps pretty effectively any way you break it down. But it also, again, getting other things that we want, getting those forearms thicker, helping the grip. And I need just more arm in general. Again, my back and my pecs, at this point, I don't think are holding my bench back. And it's not to say they can't get bigger. We're still training them. But just arms in general, that's going to help me get better at the bench. The stabilizing, again, the biceps are going to help on certain parts of the eccentric. So here we're going to do J-arm presses, again, a tricep dominant exercise. Of course, the way I do them is the cheatiest way. But when I did the first set, I realized it was too light. I needed to up the weight. So I went ahead and went to 185, and these were really hard for sets of 10. That first set with 170 was not. But the 185 tells me where we need to be, because remember, we're back with the first time I would ever close gripped anything over 350. I was doing that weight on JM presses. So I was up at 185 plus. I think I'd actually gotten 195. So we're going to work back towards that. I want to work that up to over 200 pounds. And I'll always do the band press downs here, I think, to keep the elbows healthy and to keep the lockout strength strong on the triceps. But I think on these JM presses, I want to get these up to where I can do like 225 for sets of 10. I think if I can get the JM presses to that level, my triceps are not going to be limiting my bench anymore. The 365s are going to get easier, because the two times I did the 365s, they were maxes. They weren't training maxes. Just like that bench today, that 350 felt like a max. But the question becomes of was it really hard, or have I regressed? I don't think I have regressed. I was also really fatigued with a lot of stuff going on last week. So the 350 is so close to the 365. And again, we only recently got back up into anything 350 plus, very, very recent. When you've only hit a lift again a month ago, if you're hitting that for maxes, you're not really regressing. And like I said, I've only had 2 days where I hit the 365, and they were just particularly good days, and I knew I could do it. I want to get back to where 365 feels like a training max. And then we can go up, right? Then we can go up from there. But I feel like at this point, I have to have more tricep to make it happen. So again, we did all the other stuff there. We did the hammer curls, we did the J-arm presses, and then I finished up with these band press downs, just to, again, keep the elbows healthy, help with the lockout strength, hit the triceps from a second angle. I've got to get those arms growing. It's what we have to do, because if we want to because I've only hit the 365 twice, and with good pauses both times. The only way that's going to get better right now is to just add more muscle in the right places. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.